My name is Michael Elsey, and this is one of the 5 Toyota Supra pace cars from the 1995 IndyCar series. Now, in the last video, we went over this car and found a lot of very special features. But in this episode, we're going to dig even deeper to see what else we can uncover, as well as give this car a full-blown inspection and service to get everything up to date. And before we get started, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe below. That would help me out tremendously. This growth is absolutely mind-blowing, and I could not be any more thankful for that. This is Jack. He got my old Supra. Y'all probably know that already.
This is the car you said get the parts from? Right here?
Oh my gosh. He's out of control. No, this is not it. Jack is here to just kind of get a quick rundown crash course on Supras, and I also have a lot of parts he doesn't know he even needs yet, and
no, I know I need them. That car has nothing on it. There's nothing in the car. You gave me a car with nothing on it.
It's not my fault.
I'm not doing it.
We got some work to do, so it's time to turn some wrenches. Enough talking. Let's get to it.
Where's the safety glasses? I don't want to get any metal in my eye.
So what are you doing?
I like to jack it up from the diff on the rear and subframe on the front, because these pinch welds are very thin and you don't want to crush anything.
Did you crush my pinch welds on my car? They're all messed up.
You saw that already?
Yeah.
That was not me. I totally did not take interior parts out of it to make it a drift car.
I could smell diff. I could smell diff when you dropped it off. I saw you do a burnout.
That wasn't me. So if you want to come down under with me and look at these things welded to the frame rails. It's like they're jack pads that you can jack the car up here.
Yeah.
Put your jack stands where they go on the pinch welds. If you look over here at the fuel lines, they took hard lines and put AN fittings on them and used actual bulkheads.
So are those stock lines then?
They look like stock fuel lines, but I'm pretty sure they had to have remade those.
And like the coatings are the same? Like that's kind of cool. Super cool. But like, why would they do that? Like, is it to flow more fuel?
I think it's just to utilize this AN fuel system that IndyCar maybe made them do before this car went on the racetrack. Well, for a little bit of fun, I believe they put this full 3-inch exhaust. This should be stainless steel, and it appears to be TIG welded. That is nice.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like, it probably sounds really good. Did you start it in the last video?
I did. It sounds beefy. I didn't get to rev it up yet, so I really want to hear what it sounds like.
Oh, that's something that's got to happen.
Look at this. It has a drive shaft hoop on it, which we have to do that on our drift cars. The reason you want a drive shaft hoop is in case the drive shaft breaks, it can come through the floorboard and really hurt you.
You get shafted.
You get shafted big time.
Dad humor.
We're a bunch of dads here playing with cars, so we're the most corny people. I believe all turbo cars have both of these bushings back here. So you were asking me earlier what to look out for.
Yeah, like what kind of problems do you run into on these cars?
I'm glad you asked, because these on non-turbos, yes, you don't have a bushing there.
Oh, wow, okay.
So on non-turbo cars, I've never seen a bushing over there.
But you can press it in, so it's the same rear subframe, but it just has no bushing in it.
Correct. So
okay.
You're going to need both bushings, because I know you're going to turn that car up and have a lot of horsepower out of it. Oh, yeah.
I'm also going to cam the car, too.
Oh.
I like choppy cars. Like, I mean, the Evo makes the perfect chop, and it needs to have a chop.
In the words of Guy Fieri, chop, chop.
Chop house.
Check this out. An AN fuel filter. Very cool. That will be getting checked. I have no idea what that is. That is some sort of solenoid.
Because fuel's not going to go through that.
No, that looks like air.
The siren. Is that the siren?
Oh my gosh. I think you're right. It's some sort of pump.
Dude, that's weird. Like
that is so weird.
What
is that?
So I wonder if this is an external like fuel pump that runs on like something like a Hobb switch? Because it looks like a tiny fuel pump, right?
You know what? Now that you said that, there's an electrical connector going to it as well.
You know what? And that looks like a fuel pump connector. So we should explain to people like what the Hobb switch is.
Good, because I don't know what a Hobb switch is.
So a Hobb switch is basically a secondary fuel pump that comes on under load. So when you have a boosted car, a turbo car, and the car starts to build up pressure, after a certain PSI, another fuel pump comes in helping. It's like a helper fuel pump that helps deliver more fuel to the car so you can get more power. In turn, more wheel spinny, more fun. So the Evo has a Hobb switch. Really cool like setup that goes under the seat and it works off of boost pressure.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, because that's an airline. Yeah, I bet you that airline goes somewhere to the manifold and it's detecting boost pressure from somewhere up there.
Oh, just so we don't have danger to our manifold.
Yes.
Look above your head.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Dude, they put a tow hook here. It's a negative positive terminal.
And there's a blank pigtail going to something.
And it's zip tied out of the way.
In this huge tow hook. Oh my gosh. That is a tow hook. I need these tow hooks on every vehicle that I tow.
So these are pretty like stout frames, huh? Like
Yes. So when Chris was building my roll cage from Top Garage, he commented on how strong the whole unibody of the car is and how thick all the metal is versus like an S chassis or E46. So you're not going to have to worry about any subframe cracking issues on your Supra. Hey, buddy. Another surprise.
it's a horn, dude.
Okay, so we got a horn.
Yeah, look, it's a little speaker. There's like a catch can here or something.
That must
What
be a
is that?
fuel catch can with a valve on it. So it looks like this is going to the fuel cell. Okay, we learned a lot about this car. A lot of people reached out and messaged me. Thank you so much for that because I gained some crazy information. We'll get more into that later, but right now, we're archaeologists today. Not only are we uncovering Supra parts I have buried at my house, we are uncovering some very strange things under this car.
I'm waving to the camera. Bring the people here.
Okay.
Look at this. So they have to cut the floor out, but look at all the rear body panel cut out. You can see the foam. That's the foam for the rear bumper.
That's
interesting.
They still have the foam back here.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's very interesting. Like this is a very unique car. This is really cool. Like, I mean, this is something that they were like, hey, we're gonna build this for the race car track and we're gonna make it a race car. And it is race car. It is definitely a race car.
So Jack, on the Supras, you have big diffs and regular diffs. The Supra Turbo mainly
Everyone wants the big diff.
Yes. Everyone wants the big diff.
Yeah. We're talking about the diff.
Yes, the diff. Yes. Everyone wants the big differentials because they hold more power, but I don't know why, because the factory diff and axles in the non-turbo Supras have been rumored to hold up 700 horsepower on slicks on drag cars. So they're very strong. So you can take an SC300 differential and axles and launch that puppy at 700 horsepower and it's not gonna break. But Jack, if you end up doing a big differential in yours, you will probably never break. He'll probably never break it. And we probably just cursed Jack. I'm so sorry.
Don't tell him. I mean, I already broke the Evo.
I'm kidding. I didn't break it yet.
He didn't break it
Yet.
Someone in the comments pointed this out. Thank you so much. Apparently, this is for draining the fuel when they transport the car. Because it's kind of a fire hazard, I guess, to transport a car with fuel in it.
A little bit.
So we're actually going to use this to drain all the old gas out. To get to this fuel cell, for me to service it, is going to take a little bit of work because that sucker's in there, huh?
Dude, let's get started. This is fun. I'm excited because this car it's totally different from all the other Supras out there, and it has a lot of unique features. I mean, keep going. We keep going?
Yeah, we keep going. Rex has a RSP Supra, which is Royal Sapphire Pearl. Does that look like RSP to you? It is definitely very metallic. Look how beautiful that is.
You should put a shot of Rex's car on here because that looks exactly like RSP.
Can I have it? Dude.
And I was curious earlier when we were looking at this, like, it kind of looks like RSP. It has that purple hue, but when you put the light on it, you can see the blue. That's not the yellow color that they look.
Solar yellow.
Solar yellow. Yeah, because that one's a little more like darker. This one looks more like a lighter pastel kind of yellow.
Right.
Honestly,
look at that metallic in this. This is crazy. Oh, that is so unique.
You know what this reminds me of now? The S10s. Remember the green S10s?
Oh yeah, those are so rare now.
That looks like those green S10s. Remember they had a pink one too?
Yes.
I wanted the pink one.
Jack, you are a body guy and you've been known to paint a little bit. How about this, dude? Like, come on, dude. Look at the layers here. And you don't feel a single thing.
I know what it takes to do that, and that is really impressive. The guy who buffed this car has no hands anymore because he sanded this car and then sanded this car and sanded it some more. And it is a painstaking process. One of the things that I love about this, though, is look at the edges. Look how clean. I don't know if the light's blowing this out, but look how clean these edges are. There's no lifting, and by lifting I mean like when they pulled the tape, it didn't like leave any edges, and if it did, they cleaned it up pretty good. So yeah, dude, this is a high quality job. Like, it's not like a crazy 90s mini truck, but it's like a very high quality paint job where they've flattened it out.
Keep in mind, this is a huge marketing piece for Toyota back in the day, and PPG is a leader in the automotive paint world. So they had to make sure they did this right. So mean people like Jack want to pick apart their work 30 years later, however long ago this was. We need to find a OEM rear bumper for you. Sure. You see how crucial it is to the fit and finish. When you repair your quarter panels, you need a reference point like this rear bumper. I'm sorry, me and Jack are both body shop guys, and we're just, we get deep in the weeds with the bodywork stuff. Jack needs to pull the quarter panel out, but he doesn't want to pull it too far because then it'll be higher than the bumper.
Yeah, so basically just fit the bumper to the car, know that it's in the right place, then start my bodywork, check it with the bumper again. Once I know it's good, I can prime it and we can paint it, and I know that everything will fit. So
I actually found two of the other Supras. Larry Chen did a great video here on YouTube about those two Supras. One of them was actually rolled at Pikes Peak, and they had to put a new roof on that. Apparently a few roll cages put in it, and the same gentleman owns another one that's all original, and I believe he has one of the 6 speeds. And then we have another one here. So this is 3 of them. Actually did some digging and found a guy was autocrossing it like in the late 90s. Like, imagine rolling up to autocross and a guy's in this car autocrossing with all the lights on. Like, that would be so cool. So we don't have them all accounted for. There's still 2 out there that we have no idea where they are. I'm gonna get going on this and let Jack get up out of here and go find some more parts, because he's got a lot of work to do.
I got a long drive.
Yeah.
My family misses me and I miss them, and you took all my parts and you won't even give me quarter panels, so I'm gonna leave.
Speaking of family. While you're here, you have experience with Porsche motors.
Oh, yeah,
so while you're here, do you feel like doing a quick motor swap in 24 hours?
I gotta go. See you later.
All right, well, we lost Jack. I tried. This is the factory Toyota red coolant. The main reason I want to flush this coolant is it is currently green. Probably okay to have green coolant in this engine, but we're dealing with a 1 of 5 Toyota Supra here. It's supposed to have the red stuff. I got all the wheels off. This is the most exquisite Supra I've ever seen in my life. I keep finding more surprises. The car is taking a bit of a urination right now. You'll hear that in the background. But we got the wheels off, and the coolest thing ever, these are real BBS wheels made in Germany. The fronts are 18 by 8.5 offset, ET40. So we got 40 offset. You guys are so aggressive back in the day. Huge rear tire. The rear wheel is a 18 by 10, nice and wide ET45. The center caps came off no problem. The front has wheel studs on it. And what's interesting is they're 7/16 thread pitch. That means an American must have touched this car. I am a real American. But these rotors, I don't think have ever seen the rain. They're so clean, no corrosion. We got stainless steel front brake lines. And guess what? Our fender liners are all here. Thank you. Thank you. That is great. We got the belly pan off. It's in remarkable condition considering the age. These came right off. I mean, I had to muscle them a little bit, but these are a collector piece by themselves. Very, very nice. We have wheel studs in the back, factory turbo brakes. The coilovers are Bilsteins, and they all four use Eibach springs. I didn't realize Eibach's been around so long, but they have been. All the bushings and bearings feel great. They feel brand new, and they look brand new. Over here, no surprises. This is what we were looking at earlier. Eibach spring once again. Moving over to the right front, same thing. They got rubber brake lines in the back, but stainless up front. Now that I think about it, it probably came with the Brembo brake kit. So this was a little loose. I just tightened it to get the preload back into the spring, and it's good. See our intercooler back there. So far, all really good surprises. These bushings are immaculate. The ball joints are immaculate. It has no miles on it, so of course they are, but Father Time has been known to wear down materials like rubber materials and whatnot and make them hardened. But hey, I'll take it. It looks great under here, which means less work for me to do. We're about to change the oil. We are using nothing but the best Valvoline VR1 and a factory Toyota oil filter that you can buy at Walmart.
Available at Walmart.
And the oil. Got them both at Walmart. Check it out. We got 2 for 1 right now. We are moving some fluids. Oil's changed. Did have a factory Toyota oil filter. Good job, guys, whoever did that. It did need to be changed. The oil was starting to get pretty black. And I'm just making sure the water's clear, letting the thermostat open. This is the quietest 2J in the world. It is a sewing machine running right now. All you hear is fuel injectors. That's it. This is how it's supposed to be. Wow. Oh, that's so impressive. Next up, we have this very expensive, highly sought after twin turbo differential. They are the best differentials Toyota ever made, in my opinion. So we're gonna change the fluid in it. And one thing I learned is you always pull the fill cap off first, because if you can't get it off, then you can't fill it up. So there's no point in draining it. So we're gonna do that first. This piece of copper pipe is my cheater pipe I've had since high school. Yeah. All right, so we're good. We can take the drain off now. Then we know we can actually fill it back up. There goes my drain pan. Oh my gosh, that is so clean. That is very clean. This is taking a lot of water to flush all the green stuff out, but I'm still keeping a very good pace with this project. 10 hours later, we're still trying to get all the green stuff out. It's time to check the very often overlooked air filter. Let's see if this one was overlooked. And this is an OEM Toyota Denso air filter. So everything on this car so far has been OEM. It's finally coming out clean, so we're good to put coolant in it. We're done. All right, so we have the proper Toyota coolant here that has the proper anti-corrosive properties and lubricating technology for the 2JZ engine. It's all here because it's designed to work with this engine. All right, so I'm gonna take the Schrader valve out of this and use the fuel pump to drain the fuel cell. That is some old fuel. This must be how they pumped it out. This is actually quite convenient. So the fuel pump just stays on with the key on. Okay, everything's fine. I can unbolt it from here and lower it down. They just have square tubing up there holding it in. Let's see what happens when I drop these bolts, if I can get to all these fuel lines. All right, all the bolts are loose and out of the way. I think I got all the lines. Let's see what happens. Ugh. Oh, it smells. This smells so bad. Oh. It's holding on to something. This is not good. Oh no. We got the filler neck holding us in. We got those two lines going over the tubing, the square tube I gotta pull out. The wiring's unplugged. And we got those two guys. So I gotta remember to do all this when it goes in. Not fun. Everything's unhooked. This guy does not want to come off. I mean, it's been on there probably 30 years. I'm trying to break that loose and I can get the cell down and see what is going on. I think I finally got it. It's very heavy. I got it. Let's slide off. Whoa. Look at this relic. Oh, it's an ATL fuel cell. They are still around today, so I think we can get this bladder replacement for this. Let's open it up, shall we? Pig, let me in. Hey. Oh, buddy. Oh, wow. Oh, no way. Oh, this smells like very old fuel. Look at this thing. I'm getting a little lightheaded from these fumes. Whew. It still has the foam in it, and the foam hasn't deteriorated. This bladder is leaking, so this bladder has to come out. And this with check balls in it to keep fuel from coming out when you turn too hard to the left or too hard to the right. It'll starve it of fuel, but this compartment's filled up with fuel, so it doesn't let it starve. You see the 3 balls in all 4 corners. They even have a factory Supra fuel level sensor, but it was not working, so. All right, I just lifted the bladder out of the bathtub there.
FB222B.
So Clint, my camera guy's back. And he's seeing if we can still buy this. ATL is still around, so...
Oh, yeah, you can still...
What? What? That's a little expensive. You can buy a whole new cell for that, but this is specific to the pace car. It must be good because it lasted probably 30 years before it started leaking. I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty stout.
It is.
Is it in stock?
Oh, yeah, it says it is.
Yep. Summit Racing. Well, this is going to be down a sec. Hey, buddy. The brake fluid in this car is very brown. I feel like it should be flushed, which means I need someone to pump the pedal while I open the valve so we don't get air in the system. Circulate some fluid around. Could you help a brother out?
Yes. Be
Okay,
glad to.
thank you. Thank you, Clint.
For a bag, dude.
A bag. Gross. I'll speed this up and suck out all this old fluid so we can just put new stuff in here and re-bleed all this out. That sounds quite dramatic. Clean brake fluid now. And I re-bled them to make sure it all came out. Well, Clint did the pushing.
Did you check the water in it?
No, what?
There's a light on here that says low brake water. So I guess it's
Where?
like something a service center would tell a woman that didn't know. Right there on the left, low brake water.
I've never noticed that.
And back here, there's a Jack Roush water-cooled brake controller.
Where? Right
there.
How did I not see this earlier? Okay. Is there water lines running to our brake lines? I don't understand.
Yeah, I've never seen that light on a car before, so.
I don't see any water lines running to
No,
it.
I don't see anything.
This is... I still have more questions than answers on this Supra. So I did some tracing to that hob switch thing that me and Jack found. There's a line right here going to the back of the brake. And if you come up front, we don't have one. So I'm pretty sure that is to cool down the rear brakes when they get too hot, which is a great idea, but when you have a really hot glowing red brake rotor and you spray water on it, spraying water on something hot isn't good for the integrity of the steel. It will weaken it and sometimes make it pop and like crack it. So, but yeah, that's cool though. Very unique. So I'm waiting on this fuel cell bladder to come in, and as soon as it gets here, I'm gonna reinstall it into the Supra and get it back to the owner so he can have some fun with it. And I just want to take a moment to thank you all for joining me on this adventure. There are many more projects I want to introduce you to, some that are extremely special and important to me. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.